To be able to learn Kung Fu, he shaved his head clean with a razor in an instant. Then he knocked over the incense burner and, without hesitation, pressed the burning incense straight onto his scalp. Even though the pain twisted his face into a grimace, he kept going, burning in the ritual scars one after another. Before long, the searing pain drove him straight down onto his knees, and by the time he finally finished burning the ceremonial marks into his head, the pain was so intense that he passed out. When he woke up 3 months later, he found himself already dressed in monk's robes. Thinking that Shaolin Temple had accepted him, he picked up a staff and headed to the training hall. Since wolf packs often threatened the temple, the monks practiced fighting wolves with staffs. However, the monk's technique only targeted the wolves' legs and teeth, the goal being to avoid killing the wolves. The man, though, felt this approach was useless against real wild wolves, so he struck the wooden wolf with all his strength, smashing it to pieces after just a few blows. Seeing how much hostility and killing intent his skills carried, the abbot decided that he would only be allowed into Shaolin if he could pass the trial of the wooden wolf formation, and only by knocking out the wolf's teeth, nothing more. So the abbot took control of the wooden wolf and easily blocked the man's attacks, giving him no chance to counter. Besides defending, the wooden wolf could also strike back with its tail and limbs, forcing the man to stay constantly alert while searching for an opening. The wooden wolf, controlled by the abbot, moved with remarkable agility. Even so, after a relentless barrage of attacks, the man finally managed to knock out the wooden wolf's fangs. This time, aside from the missing fangs, the wooden wolf remained completely intact. True to their agreement, the abbot allowed him to enter Shaolin Temple to study Kung Fu. He was soon sent to the mountains behind the temple to train, and it didn't take long before he developed an entirely new staff technique of his own. He would wrap vines around his staff, then use his staff work to unwind them one by one without breaking a single strand in the process. Every day, he practiced his staff technique using the vines at the cave entrance. He would also leap onto a rock and strike the surface of the water hard with his staff, using this to train the balance between his body and his weapon. Before long, his staff skills had become extraordinary, but constantly training Kung Fu day after day left him feeling bored and drained. He went to find the abbot and told him he wanted to be with his family, asking to leave the temple. But Shaolin had no rule allowing monks to quit halfway. The abbot struck first, intending to beat him into submission. The man was forced back again and again, but seeing that the abbot had no intention of backing down, he had no choice but to fight back. Determined to go back down the mountain and see his family again, he unleashed everything he had. The two of them fought to a standstill, but before long he seized an opening and used his staff to flick off the abbot's shoe. The abbot scrambled to regain his footing, but instead, using his self-created staff technique, the man knocked the weapon right out of the abbot's hands, and even sent both of the abbot's shoes flying off. In the end, the abbot realized there was no way to stop him anymore, so he removed his own robe and gave it to the man. This robe would serve as his pass to go back down the mountain and return home. Do you think he was right to give up Kung Fu and choose his family? Do you think career matters more, or family? Follow me for more great movie clips.